bonus $500. Download the British Sports app. Make it right.
Was all that what we were looking at before? We were looking at something. You were trying to figure out what was it that we were trying to figure out was actually true.
$80 million bounty.
Is that what it was?
I heard earlier it was $50 million, but let me check.
Listen, if nobody pays 80, then somebody comes along and they say, "I want to do it for 45."
Yeah.
An $80 million bounty on Trump. George Lopez jokes, "We'll do it for half."
That's so funny.
I guess you're not allowed to say that?
Well, it's about killing the president.
Someone at the funeral said that if they bring him his head, like $80 million.
Whoa.
80 million citizens contribute $1. Oh, no, sorry. If they did, is what it said. Someone stole that.
Oh, if each of the countries' 80 million citizens contributed $1, there'd be an $80 million reward for anyone who brings us Trump's head. George Lopez says, "We'll do it for half." That's what a comic says, folks. That's funny. Any other time, it's, you know what, man, when anybody could be the president, right, is sort of manner. Is it really the same thing to threaten the president? Like, is it the same thing as threatening Lincoln? Is it the same thing to threaten Trump in a joke? To threaten a guy, just think about it, who's a former game show host, who's a noted baller, right? A character in many, many rap songs because of his balling. And he likes to talk shit on Twitter. You can't make a joke. You can't make that joke. Like, that we'll do it for half. You can't make that joke?
Some of the rap guys have gotten in trouble for what they've been saying in their songs, though.
I know, but that's a weird one.
I mean, he's still the president. And as much as it's...
I know, but that's where it's weird.
Yeah.
It's like, what does that mean? What does that mean? It means you're better than everybody? Everybody? Definitely better than everybody. I can't pretend we're going to kill you.
Even talking about it, I think you can get in trouble.
What happened to Kathy Griffin when she showed that rubber head? She had that rubber Trump head? Nothing, right?
She gets suspended from Twitter?
She lost her career?
I don't know.
No, she didn't get suspended from Twitter. They gave her a bump in the algorithm.
It did fuck her career up.
Did it?
Yeah, a lot of cancellations of shows.
I'm sure. Yeah. I think she took some time off, too. Yeah, that's weird. Nobody thought Kathy Griffin was really going to murder Trump, right?
Right.
It
That was
might
just
have been
an
poor-
artist
yeah.
art type thing.
It might have been in poor days, especially since she knew him and she was on a show.
That's true.
All of it is crazy, man. It's all so crazy. Let me ask you both. Are you guys worried about Iran?
Not too
You worried
much.
about what's happening here? You worried about these military people making joint exercises?
When that happened, what was interesting I was going to bring up is that the LAPD made some tweets that they're going to, we're watching LA, just in
thank
case
God.
everybody's worried. And they're like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, I don't know. We're just paying attention.
Huh. Okay.
I'm not worried about it as much as previous type stuff that's happened.
Like what?
Like with like North Korea or.
You were worried more about North
I
Korea?
was worried more about North Korea because that's like an actual threat from, I think, a crazy person. And where I think Iran, they're just going to try to kill Trump. I don't think they're going to necessarily
Bro, if they kill Trump, it's going to be chaos.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be able to do that. I think if anything, this is the worst part has already happened.
Maybe. I don't think so. I think there's going to be some sort of
The
retaliation.
funeral that they showed on people were there.
Yeah,
They
the
were
guy was in a
citizens that
Chevy.
showed up.
That's what I noticed. It's in a goddamn American truck. Respect.
Why does this one concern you so much than
Because it seems like this is the first example of someone being impulsive, someone making this kind of a decision that maybe strategy experts and real military experts would have had some real good, I mean, this is speculative, but that they would have some real good reasons why this is a terrible idea. And that there are other methods of working things out, that it doesn't have to go this way. It doesn't have to be, and this is not a movie. This is real life. And
Yeah. Do you think they're just going to force him out then? Like
I don't know
this
what's
this
gonna happen.
almost seems like it's too good to be true for people that hate Trump.
Sort of, but then if something happens, here's the thing. If something happens, especially something horrible happens, see, the way America is, like, we are, like, we have the genes of this wild conqueror, just lust for travel human that was willing to get on a fucking boat and make it over here from Europe and from where every other place, and then the slaves that were dragged in here against their own will, and then the other people that were imprisoned here, and then the Native Americans who got pushed out, and the Mexicans that got put. This is all thousands of years of genes, right? The moment something goes crazy, that's when all that stuff comes out. Like, you remember how people were when 9/11 happened? Everybody had an American flag on their car, man, everywhere. It became an intense place where you just that whole break glass in case of war, like, that's real. If someone provokes, someone does something where we feel like we're really at war, we're going to unite. We're going to unite in a crazy way.
Yeah.
And the thing is, a lot of people are going to love it. They're going to feel great that we're united against an evil cause.
No.
I mean, this is why people have employed that strategy to convince their people to get into war. Hitler.
If there's ever
Didn't Hitler
an invasion on our
burn the
homeland,
Reichstag, right? That was he
if
did that in order to get people more enthusiastic about his plan.
if America is ever crippled to the point where a foreign power can actually come onto our continental homeland, onto the soil of America, and dictate orders and instructions to the American population, yes, there will be a fucking mounted armed resistance from the American populace. I will not be one of them. Kicking my door, Iranians, I'm like, whoa, I'm African. I'm not a part of this shit, bro. I'm not. Do what you do, bro. I'm not a part of this. I'm not with these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? My ancestors were stolen and brought here. I care not what you do to this country. Just leave me the fuck alone. I will not raise up arms against anybody in the name of America. I won't fight a war for this country. I don't see myself going that route, yo. You won't catch my black ass on the front lines.
I'm pretty sure he did that. And I think Nero did that with Rome as well. But I'm an idiot. And my memory's faulty. So who knows?
You know way more than anybody. So.
No.
4 weeks after he was
Definitely not.
sworn in, an arson attack was performed on the Reichstag building.
Oh, so what was
Reichstag.
So they think he did it in order to get people pumped up. Like,
Yeah,
look,
for
the
war.
Fuhrer was right. Man, I've been in the middle of this
Attack on the
fourth
Reichstag,
Native
and they
American book.
blame it on the
Blood and
Polish
Thunder
dude.
book.
When it was the fucking Nazis who burnt that shit
That
down.
just happened. Like, the reason why I'm worried is not just because of the news, but also because of these goddamn books, where it talks about the Native American interactions with the soldiers and the settlers. It's fuck, that is in our genes, man. It just happened. People were horrible. They did horrible things, and it shatters this notion that so many of us love to hold on to, that without the Europeans here, the Native Americans lived peacefully. They didn't live peacefully with each other. No one ever has. The Native Americans slaughtered each other. They took each other slave. They killed each other. They tortured each other. The Comanches were known for it. I mean,
This is the only thing about slavery, though. And no matter what culture or civilization has used and implemented slavery in their society, the truth is, that American chattel slavery is still the worst slavery ever implemented. American chattel slavery. Nothing has ever been worse than that shit, yo. And oh, the Indians had slaves and they were killing it. Not to that extent. What the Americans, well, what the Europeans did was make an viable economic platform from the sale of human beings, from selling human beings. Motherfuckers got rich and wealthy off of that shit and made it into a market. No other group of people in history have done it as dramatically as the European has. Nobody. They were able to build a whole fucking nation off of the backs of slaves. Ain't nobody else ever did that shit, yo. You know what I'm saying? Other motherfuckers were just tribal wars and shit. Alright, we want some territory, you want some territory, we'll have a little battle over this shit. We win, okay, now y'all gotta do what we say. That's it. It's not like, oh, you don't know your God, your name, your culture, your homeland, or none of that shit. Like what America did to slaves was ridiculous. Totally and utterly ridiculous. But that's where all Europeans have to turn to. Like even the most sincere people of European descent who understand their history, they still have to say, "Oh, but look, they did it too. They did it too. Not as bad as you did, bro. Like you fuck people up for like the African American population in this country is still psychologically fucked up behind your slavery. Like no culture, nobody else has ever done that to a group of people. Nobody has demeaned anyone so bad to the point where, I mean, generations later, they're still feeling the psychological effects of how they've been treated like fucking animals. Oh, they did this, they did that, these people did that, and these people did that. Yeah, you're right. You are so right. But you still did it the worst. Like if that shit was fucking football teams, yo, America would definitely be the fucking Super Bowl winners of the slave contest. Like we did it better than everybody. We outdid all you fuckers. We won this shit. We the best. We the best at slavery. Yes, yes you are. What up, though? Sitting here talking about that goddamn retaliation from Iraq, boy. But that's the thing too. Like Trump got on TV and is like, no military personnel or American soldiers or citizens were injured in the strikes from Iran that flew over the borders into Iraq at military bases that have been occupied by American soldiers. Like nobody got hurt with that shit. We good. They just making noise. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like Iran knows that, like almost everyone knows, like you're not gonna win against America, yo. Not single-handed. You're gonna have to jump this motherfucker, yo. It's gonna take a couple of y'all, like a full-out arms race. Really? Like no one country can defeat America, and that's where our power lays. And so Iran, instead of like, you know what I'm saying, really bucking up or some shit. That's like flattening the motherfucker tire or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like a motherfucker beat your ass, and you know you can't beat him back, so you gonna go flatten his tire or throw a rock through his window or some shit. Some collateral damage. Motherfucker gotta pay. You coming out the pocket. You might not be physically hurt, but you know I did something, nigga. You can't prove I did it, but I did it. In this case, they said they did that shit. And that's all that shit was, man. It was just a show of action, like, nigga, I ain't scared of you. I'll fuck some of your shit up, man. Shots fired. And then Trump come back saying, oh, well, you know, I still want peace, man. Me and Iran, we need to fucking figure out how to deal with ISIS and all this shit instead of beefing with each other. So what? We took y'all general route. We good now. Y'all good? Y'all happy? Y'all did y'all little shit? Can we get back to the peace talks now? Okay? We done with the bullshit? Or y'all want to keep going? And they're like, nah, we don't want to keep going. And America don't want to keep going neither. You know what I'm saying? So now it's just like, you know, back to business. Cause we would have to fucking. I was gonna do bricks on this shit, but I might not. I might just do like. Nobody wants smoke with America, for real, yo. Like I say, nobody don't want no smoke. And it's good because it'll just be innocent lives taken for no good reason, really. You know what I'm saying? For no good reason. Kill all these motherfuckers for what? But at the same time, this just gives more incentive to the rest of the world to choke us out economically. Once again, they arms too short to box. But it's that money. These countries can choke us out economically. The whole Middle East, China, Russia, Africa, South. We ain't got a lot of friends, yo. You know what I'm saying? Ain't got a lot of friends. The motherfuckers who part of the UN, some of them motherfuckers iffy. But goddamn, America ain't got a lot of friends, yo. We done fucked up too many people, yo. Done fucked their ass up. Now, we just gotta keep bullying motherfuckers so nobody don't get any smart ideas, any bright ideas, any wise ideas. You over there doing you doing what? You doing what? Oh no, America, we not doing nothing. That's what I thought, motherfuckers. But at the same time, bro, shit got to change. Shit gonna change. And once again, we keep doing this shit, somebody gonna jump us one day, yo. A couple motherfuckers just gonna gang up on us and jump us. For real, for real. Let me see. Made in Taiwan. That shit made in Taiwan. Ain't got no markings on the tripod. I'm telling you, bro. It don't matter what you get though. Made in China. That shit is made in Bhutan, China. Made in China. Baby oil made in the U.S. But any kind of electronics and shit, bro, made in Thailand. You got any kind of electronic devices, bro, we don't make that shit, bro. We don't make none of this shit. Chinese. When the Chinese run this shit, they make everything. I'm telling you, bro. These motherfuckers gonna choke us out economically. Why is that? That shit don't look like it's lining up too square. That don't look right. That don't look right. Ooh. It ain't gotta be straight. Just gotta look straight. But that right there ain't look right. Wow, why is my gauges getting off so bad? So nigga can't measure half an inch. Ooh, you suck at this. That's why I'm not a carpenter. It is a half an inch, nigga. That's a half an inch. You know I can fucking count, bitch. And why these off so much? This side. Oh, you know what? Shit. This way that apprentice come in at, and then the apprentice fuck it up, then I can curse their ass out. What the fuck are you, a goddamn idiot? I said a half an inch, bitch. But when it's me, I can't cuss myself out. Shit. Not without getting into a heated argument anyway. You can cuss your apprentice out and they just take it like, oh, yes, sir. I'm sorry. My bad. I didn't realize. I'll do better next time and all that good shit. Gotta get me an apprentice to abuse. Why? 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 Why is this shit not fucking lining up, bro? What the fuck? piss me off, dude. That's why I don't do the line thing like that. You know, I don't be fucking with the. Cause I don't be fucking with these
It's
lines.
horrific hearing these stories. Horrific what the soldiers did too. Horrific what the human beings of that era, when forced into that conflict, were willing to do and what they were willing to become. That is not that long ago, man. That's why I'm scared. Well, I'm scared because I feel like we have come so far. It's so safe. It's so safe that people don't even like saying that it's safe. We like to be in denial about it and focus on so much of the inequality, the inadequacies, and all the problems and the violence and the this and the that. And they're right about all those things. But goddamn, this is a soft time to live. And if some shit hits the fan, you're all gonna know that. When you're really worried about your life every day, when your loved ones really could get shot and killed by someone who's a mile away with a scope, because that's what's been going on. If that's what it comes down to, you're gonna understand how soft we had it. You're going to really know how soft we had it. And this is that cycle that everybody says, right? Hard times make strong men make easy times make weak men. And this is a common, it's just how human beings are. We need a motivation to kick ass. We need some reason to rise to the top. We need some reason to go out there and conquer. And that the best reason is if we get attacked. If we get attacked, we're going to go crazy. It's going to be horrible. I'm really scared. I'm legitimately worried that some people are losing their grip on what violence actually means and what war actually means, because it's not happening over here. And because it doesn't happen over here, the only ones that can tell us are the ones that went over there. The ones that went over there and come back, they do not paint pretty stories. They paint stories of ugly people and dangerous people. And they're like, you got to be vigilant.
Yeah, they paint stories through the lens of a fucking American. Oh man, these people are just fucking savage. They live so ass backwards and this and that, motherfucker. You don't know. You don't try to get to know these people, understand their culture. Just go over there to kill these motherfuckers. You look at all of them like they're inferior. That's how the European looks at everybody, and that shit is fucking deeply subconscious for them now. To the point where most Europeans can't see it in their bones of bones. They believe that they are non-biased, non-prejudiced, and non-racist. But they have constructed a world for themselves where they can believe that even though it's not true. And that's the saddest thing about it. Yeah, these guys go over to these war-torn countries and come back and they don't paint pretty pictures. Of course it's not pretty. And they tell stories of these evil, mean people. Why? Because you force these people to be evil and mean towards you. Because you're invading their fucking homelands. Like you've done forever. And they haven't, I mean, the Middle East has been under different European rules throughout the centuries, but they've never really like colonized it the same way they've done other areas of the world. And that's why China has been able to maintain its culture in history. And that's why they act so tough on their citizens, because they don't want them to be westernized and only have European concepts and ideas about life, death, spirituality, money, family, relationships, sex, education, anything. They want to have their own ideas and their own concepts of what these things and how valuable they are to themselves. And so, yeah, I understand why they shut themselves off or continue to live a certain way. And fucking the Middle East is the same way, man. These people have old ass fucking customs and traditions, yo. Thousands of years old. They don't want to be westernized. They don't want to think like the European people. They just want to be left the fuck alone.
But you got to be diligent and you got to be vigilant because this world is not what you think it is.
No, it
There's
really
a lot
isn't.
of parts of this world that are fucking chaos ridden and filled with crime and filled with murder and filled with death and filled with despair.
Why?
And there's money there and there's terrorists and there's these religious fundamentalists who want to throw gay people off roofs, and that shit's real. That's happening in 2020, right now, somewhere in the world. They're probably planning on throwing a gay guy off a roof. Whoo! Because some person wrote that down 2,000 years ago, or whatever it was. Fuck!
Yeah, the same motherfucking Arabs and all the motherfuckers who wrote the Bible, they wasn't homos. They went down with that homo shit. But the Europeans come along and they want to add their New Testament to the Bible and say, oh, you know what I'm saying, being gay is alright, you know what I'm saying? Shit. Little faggotism, it's all good. That Western ideology, you know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers don't want to think like that. And now it's penetrated so much that it's the fucking norm, and people who don't accept it are just like demonized for not accepting it. Like, no, we don't think that way. That's not how humans are created, and we think it's wrong, and you're entitled to your opinion. Now, do I have motherfucking anything against homosexuals? I do not. Not at all. Hey man, swing the way you gonna swing. But if you in a country that ban that shit by penalty of death, you just got dealt a bad hand. You know what I'm saying? I'm black in America. I just got dealt a bad hand. That's all it is. I can't help that shit. You know what I'm saying? Now we can all try to change our circumstances. But shit, they some things that just are, you know? And shit be fucked up. So what? That shit in a lot of different countries, in a lot of African countries, you get fucking stoned to death for homosexuality. In parts of Jamaica, that shit's still the same way. Motherfuckers not gay, yo. They don't play with that gay shit. Don't come at them with that gay shit. They not with it. They gonna lock you the fuck up if they find you in a homosexual relationship, or they gonna fucking kill you. One of the two. You don't like that? Move somewhere where homosexuality isn't looked upon or frowned upon so badly.
The results strongly support that these beings
Most name brand bars and body washes you rub on your skin are classified by the FDA as synthetic detergent. It's not even real soap. Stop.
Welcome back, Ed. Good to see you again, man.
Thank you for having me back.
Well, I'm happy you're back, but I'm not happy that there was a motivation to bring you back based on the violence. You know, the violence that is going on between the cartels, and it was the Mormons, and then we were just talking about this other person that got shot because they ran. Explain that again. They ran a cartel roadblock.
Yeah, basically in Tamaulipas, a lot of the cartel groups actually make they build their roadblocks on the state and local roads. And according to what I've heard from some of the people that I know there, this family ran one of those roadblocks. They didn't know if it was cops or not, and they apparently decided to run the roadblock, and the cartel guys shot them.
What should someone do if they encounter a cartel roadblock?
Slow down, I mean, if anything, I would probably avoid traveling through those areas. That's the number one
Yeah.
avoidance. Usually, and I've actually gone through some of those myself.
Really?
Yeah, and it's all about they're looking out for rivals moving through their territory. They're looking for government personnel, maybe spying on them, and usually they'll just shake you down for some money and they'll let you go on your way, unless you have a 4x4 truck they can use for their own purposes, which is
Oh, they might take your truck.
yeah, specifically in Tamaulipas, 4x4 trucks are a commodity for them. They use them for their ongoing turf war.
Oh, right. Especially someone else's. They don't mind getting shot up.
Yeah, I mean, most of the trucks that you see that are armored or they have the rifles on top are usually stolen vehicles. All of them are stolen vehicles, and a lot of them are, Americans crossing into Mexico. Some of them are Americans crossing into Mexico and just getting the truck stolen.
Jesus Christ, that's a real common thing?
It's starting to be pretty common. I recently saw a case of an apparent abduction in Tamaulipas. You see the video and the cartel guys come out of the car. They grab the owner of a pickup truck. They get him out of the car. They take his cell phone, leave it on the sidewalk because they're aware of all the SOS technology, and they take him inside of another car and they take the truck. And you thought, you would think, it's because he did something or he's involved in something. They let him go a few blocks later and just took the truck. It was all about the truck. Yeah, it's resources. They're just acquiring resources for their war, basically.
Nice of them to let him go.
Nice of them to let him go. It's not always the case. It's not always the case, but yeah.
I think most people in America are just now waking up to the chaos that's going on down there. I think that the Mormon assassination was a real wake-up call, but I think
Easy
people are
transaction.
paying much more attention.
Look, man, just
now.
give me the truck, bro.
I mean, we talked about this.
We
When
ain't
was the
want
last
no
time you
fight,
were
no
on
resistance. I'm gonna drop you off down the street. You're gonna be
A lot
alright.
of stuff we talked about
you
those
need the
5
truck,
months
bro.
ago.
You're not leaving with the truck, bro.
That's how
Just
things progressed.
just
We
deal with
actually
it.
did mention the Mormon communities
Yeah.
down there, which was kind of eerie.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
we
the
did,
Mormons moved to
talk
Mexico
about
so they can
possible
fuck all their
designation of
13
cartels as
wives and
terrorist,
have fucking
terror
inbred
groups.
babies and shit.
Yeah, you
Gotta
you
love
had
the
an interesting
Mormons.
take on that. So Trump was saying that they were going to designate them as terrorist groups and that they were going to have military action against them.
Yeah.
And then there was some sort of negotiation with the president of Mexico. What do you think went down there?
So, I mean, this is just, from what I see and from how things traditionally happen down there. Mexico's currently currently a leftist president down there. He's very to the left. So much to the left that he recently gave Evo Morales, the deposed leftist president of Bolivia, asylum in the country. And there's been a lot of pro-left political stuff going on in Mexico, basically. As soon as the designation threat by the U.S. came down, there was some sort of negotiation, and a lot of things happened after some U.S. officials went down there and talked to the government. Among them, Evo Morales is out. He went to Cuba apparently, and then went to Argentina. So he's not going to stay in Mexico. Former head of public security under the Calderon administration, which is 2 administrations past. The President Calderon is the one that started the drug war. He was arrested for cartel involvement and basically receiving money from the cartels.
I saw that, yeah.
He was going through his immigration process and he was actually asking for full citizenship, and they got him on line through the immigration authorities. He said that he never received money from the cartel.
Somebody want to
Apparently he did.
draw these lines for me? Jesus Christ, this
All
shit
these
is
things happened
tedious.
after they walked back the threat of designating cartels as a terrorist organization.
So there has been some action. So they
Yeah.
must have made some negotiation where Trump had said, "Listen, we're going to do this," and he said, "Hold up, let's talk."
Yeah, I mean, a main thing is, one of the things that this current president, Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador, ran on was creating a national police force, right? Like a national guard is what he calls it, which had already kind of been done before, but change the name, change the uniform, change the packaging, and it's a new thing, right? He wanted the army out of the drug war because the casualties were mounting on both sides, and he said it wasn't a military, it shouldn't be a military operation. And he ran on a platform that was called Abrazos no balazos, which means hugs, not bullets, right? So basically,
Jesus Christ.
amnesty for the cartels was basically kind of the main theme of that. So he got into power. First thing he did, militarized police forces and created a National Guard, and tried to dissolve the federal police. And most of that National Guard force was designated to border patrol duties on the Mexican side. So some of them went to the south of the border, the southern Mexican border, and some of them went to the northern Mexican border, basically to stem the whole illegal immigration crisis with the caravans. That's what kind of happened, and it was a kind of a collaboration between the U.S. and the Mexican government. So that was one of the key points of collaboration that they had. And when this whole designation thing went up, that was kind of like a bargaining chip.
Man, I'm tired of this shit already.
Had with the U.S. And the rest of the things that kind of transpired afterwards, it's pretty interesting how a lot of things happened after that meeting down there, and how they walked back the terrorist designation.
So the terrorist designation would mean that Trump would have some sort of incentive
Vietnam
to
was a
invade
fucking
Mexico.
All
sham.
the
wars have been a
The
sham.
possibility for
all of them.
direct military action against
Strikes. Yeah,
drone
strikes.
Gulf
without
War,
permission of
Desert
the
Storm,
nation that
Yeah.
these strikes were going to take place.
Motherfucking
Also targeting
Kosovo,
finances, or anything related to cartel
Iran
activities would be
Contras,
Yeah, where do the
motherfucking-
cartels keep their cash?
all this shit.
targeted.
Vietnam,
It's right now it's a myriad of things.
Operation Freedom
They
Iraq.
diversified long ago, so it's not like they're keeping buried cash in a container somewhere in the jungle like Escobar used to do, right?
Right.
They're still finding some like rotted cash from the 80s. They're putting their money in cryptocurrency. They're diversifying their investments in actual companies, like legit companies, so they're cleaning their money that way. Real estate, hotels, property on the U.S. side, so they're also investing on the U.S. side of the border as well. So money is it's not it's not under the mattress or giant stacks of cash in a room
But
somewhere.
what kind of banks do business with the cartels? Like, how do they negotiate that?
I'm not going to say names, but there's been a few cases of pretty large banks that have been involved in money laundering for the cartels recently. People can look that up easily. But you would think you would have a designated cartel. You would have cartels designated as terrorists. So now there are banks involved in funding terrorism. So that would change things. That's there's a lot of things that would happen. Some of these consequences. People talk about designate him as a terrorist and send drones down there. Things that they kind of don't talk about is that if a terrorist designation does happen, most people seeking asylum in the U.S. from Mexico now have the claim of running from terrorists in Mexico. So now they can claim
Black
that
and
as
Blue.
far as
I seen the preview for that.
asylum seeking people can claim that now. It's a different thing. The main argument that a lot of people say is that cartels can't be considered a terrorist group because they don't have political aspirations. The problem with that theory is that we have a lot of political killings by cartels in Mexico where they shoot the candidate of one side of the political spectrum because it's not good for them. So they influence politics. They also pay off a lot of politicians down there. And they also, examples of the new generation cartel from Guadalajara giving out Christmas gifts or groceries to the poor, basically doing hearts and minds type tactics in the area, are clear political movements, right?
Yeah.
So,
How does why does terrorism have to be connected to politics?
Well, that's classical. The classical definition of that is of a terrorist group. That's what they're basing it on. I think the cartels and narco-terrorism is a thing in and of itself. It's a new phenomenon. Terrorism should be reclassified to include it. I think most people that live through that type of situation in that type of area in the country that facing some of these cartel threats that have fled it will call it what it is.
Yeah,
It's terrorism.
Terrorism. They're terrified.
Yeah.
I mean, that's literally. I mean, who's more terrifying than the cartels?
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
American military?
What's going on with the Mormons now? Are they moving out of there now? Are they going to go back to Utah and just take one wife? Like, that's what it all started out with, right?
Yeah, well, the fundamentalist group, and they went down there and kind of proceeded with their customs. I'm in contact with a few of the members of
Fuck that lineup all the way.
I was in contact before, but when I went on here, they kind of like, one of them reached out, like, hey, what's going on? So,
Help us out. What do we need to do?
Yeah, and then, it was like a friendly hello from them from past interactions, and then this happened. And, I kind of advised
Wow!
them, but that's, it's a mess. A lot of them are leaving the communities down there. There's a lot of them down there.
This
a lot of
nigga.
communities in Sonora, Coahuila, and they're leaving.
Bro, I be hating
leaving
myself
the area.
sometimes.
It's just
Damn.
teenagers.
Yeah. It only makes sense. I mean, they just don't have the arms. They don't have the tactics and power.
And they're also in the middle of one of the most important regions in Mexico right now, for a lot of reasons. Main thing is there's two
Motherfucker can't
things
draw a
that
line
are
with a ruler.
really kind of happening in that region. One, the trafficking of fentanyl and heroin and all these drugs.
Oh, but America
to
loves
one of
they
the main drug
fentanyl.
routes up into the U.S. And
Exactly.
there's a few factions fighting over that region, Los Salazar, which are a small cartel faction that has allegiances to Sinaloa cartel, and the Linea cartel, which has historically been in control of Ciudad Juarez. So they're both kind of vying for control of the area. A few hours before the massacre actually took place, there were a bunch of firefights between these two factions in the area. So one of the main theories is that this group of Mormons basically were case of mistaken identity, kind of driving into some of the areas where they're being protected by some of these people. That's one theory, right? The other thing that people kind of need to think about is that the largest mineable deposits of lithium on the planet right now are a few hours away from where that massacre took place.
Really?
Yes, and that is, I'm not conspiracy theorizing here, but it's a pretty important thing in that region. And there's a lot of interest in that space and control for that space.
And they're not mining it currently?
There's a bunch of projects in play right now.
So they've identified the deposits.
Yeah, people can look up the numbers, but it's the largest mineable deposit of lithium on the planet.
Whoa. And
there was some sort of deal in the past where a Canadian mining agency was going to have rights to it, and the mining agency was bought by a Chinese company. So, again, after that massacre, a lot of things happened. A lot of the negotiations happened. That deal was one of the things that got killed after that situation.
Oh no!
Right. So it's an interesting area. There's a lot of things happening there.
That's got to put a tremendous amount of pressure on the cartels in some way, right?
Well, historically, any sort of mining operation usually has industry around it, which is perfect for the cartels. Extortion, protection rackets, drug use in the area.
Well, what school grade you get for art?
Is there any way
I failed art
that you could see
not
in the
pass art
future
class,
the cartels being extracted from
Why
the
you
positions
ask?
of power that they're in now? I mean, or is this something that people in Mexico are going to have to live with forever, and I guess people in the United States as well? Or is this something that can be fixed?
You've talked about before in some of your podcasts, and I listen to them a lot. It's a great podcast.
Thank you. Great when you're on too.
Thank you. You talk about legalization and how that would help. That definitely is part of the solution, and it is. It is definitely part of the solution. Legalizing some drugs. Not all drugs are made the same. Maybe not fentanyl. But that would help out some things. There's multiple things that could be done to guide us towards a place where things could stabilize down there.
Wow, again.
Is not going to be able to be done in Mexico. It's going to have to be done up here, right? Basically, one, you have to take care of, the U.S. has to take care of the drug market up here, the illegal drug market. And certain things that have happened, like legalization of marijuana.
But that's the main thing too. Like you say, legalize a lot of shit.
What happens down there? Some for the better, some bad things.
If the shit legalized,
Talking to
cartels can't make that much money.
Who was on here as well?
And they got to get into the legal business of selling the shit, and then they all good.
A lot of the
golden.
Grows
Ain't got to kill
here,
people, man.
Illegal pot grows are up here, exactly like the ones that I found in Baja 6-7 years ago. and how some of that drug money made from those fields is staying in the U.S. It's not being sent back. So that means.
Hey man, art class ain't all about drawing, bro.
Presence in the U.S.
You gotta know different time periods, different genres, styles, motherfucking different artists and their life. Like, I couldn't pass all that shit, man. Fuck that. All I can do is draw a little bit. Everything else, like the literature part of art, fuck that. Failed miserably. I don't care about Gauguin or fucking. Alright, man, you know what? First time I seen Basquiat, I was like, fuck that shit, yo. Who gives a fuck about that shit, bro? Just let me draw my own shit. I don't care about pointism or foreshortening or goddamn postmodern expressionism, abstract realism. Like, fuck all that shit, bro. Can I just draw some shit? And that's all I was ever good at, man. Yeah, I dropped out of high school completely. Like, fuck everything. I'm gonna go sell drugs. Watch and see. I'm gonna sell drugs and I'm gonna rap and I'm gonna be better than everybody. That never happened. This nigga missing lines and shit. I was about to erase the whole goddamn line, man, before I drew this shit with the ink pen. Slipping. Must not be in the mood for this shit today. That's something. Nigga's tripping. Whoa. Okay. All right. So, now what I'm gonna do is, I don't know.
That it's U.S. based. So I think that one of the problems that people have is perception is that that's a Mexican problem. It's a U.S. Mexico problem. You know, you have a border there, but the problem has two root causes, right? Social, economic inequality, and destabilization and corrupt government down there, and a thriving illegal drug market up here. And you know, those two have to be solved in a combined way.
How many members, when you combine all the cartels, how many members are we talking about?
It's pretty hard to put a number on how. I will say this.
More than 1 million?
I will say this. They defeated the Mexican army in Sinaloa.
Yeah, that was bad. When they captured El Chapo's son,
yeah,
and then the army gave it back.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, you can have him back.
Well,
sorry.
That whole situation, and it was like, I remember that was happening, and I was getting asked questions about it, and it was live. It was all of a sudden just popped off, you know. Basically, supposedly, the official story from the Mexican government is that they send a special police unit to capture him, right? Which is completely false, I think, because you don't send 35 agents to capture the heads of one of the biggest Sinaloa cartel cells, right? So it's pretty much by chance they spotted this party. People were armed there. They went there. All of a sudden, El Chapo's son is there.
So you think they just stumbled into him?
I posted a video on my feed of the capture of El Chapo's son. You can see it, and you can see the surprise and really how the agents are kind of uncomfortable or are fearful of what they just stumbled in on. Imagine U.S. agents stumbling on one of the America's Most Wanted individuals up here. They're going to put him on the ground. They're going to handcuff him.
Mm-hmm.
In the video, you can see that they point their rifles at him, and he calmly takes out his gun and hands it to somebody inside of the house he was in, and walks out and kind of tries to negotiate with the people outside, the federal agents that are trying to arrest him. And you can see that the agents are like, "Oh, what did we stumble in on?" Right? So that happened. They grabbed him. They reported back to Mexico. They captured him. They started to announce the capture. And his brother, his half-brother, Archibaldo, called in all of the reinforcements from all surrounding towns and regions in Sinaloa. And it was flooded with a bunch of armed cartel guys. All of Sinaloa was.
Wasn't there a video of the government people and the cartel people talking?
Yeah, there's it's on my feed.
Yeah.
You can see it if you want. It's basically a army unit that was being sent to reinforce security in Culiacan, being surrounded by cartel members.
Yeah.
I love
Is it
lines.
there?
You know I love
Yeah.
these lines,
Yeah,
bro.
that's
You don't never complain
obviously
about
the guys
lines.
running around with a vest and wearing skinny jeans are some of the Sinaloa cartel members.
And they just talk it through.
I mean, they're outnumbered, and also there's talk about there's a specific community out there in Sinaloa where all the army families members live, and they were apparently being held hostage by cartel guys as a bargaining chip.
So all these guys that we're seeing here, they're dressed in civilian clothes with the vest. Those are all cartel guys.
those are all cartel guys,
Jesus Christ.
and
They're shaking hands with everybody.
Well,
Hey, what's up, homie?
I mean, again, we go back into the whole what is the fight they have in them, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Sinaloa cartel was basically surrounding some of their communities and holding their family members hostage. So that went out over the radio. So as an army member going in to fight the cartel, saying, you know what, I'm out of this fight.
Yeah.
So they raise their hands.
And so then they release the hostages. Everybody backs out.
Yeah, I mean, they defeated the Mexican government basically. Anything that went up against, they surrounded the city. Usually you'll see classic Mexican cartel activity. They close off the streets.
The following ad is intended only for people who are serious about growing their YouTube channel. If this doesn't apply to you, please skip.
Yeah, it doesn't apply to me,
Be
bro.
my brother.
Calm the fuck down with all that shit. You're not gonna sit here and lecture me about how to be a YouTube famous. This is for people who are serious about growing their YouTube channel. You can sit here and listen to my crap and give me $37 a month for more instructional tutorials on how to get people to like you. What you need to do first is send me another $37. I'm not with it, homie. Lou, what it do? After the 37, send 37 more. You'll see how easy it is. You'll be YouTube famous in no time. We'll guarantee you 100,000 subscribers a month. I be looking at motherfuckers on Instagram like that too, yo. Like especially art pages, cause I just normally follow artists on social media, and there's be some art up there that's like crap, like really crappy art, yo. And these motherfuckers got like 15,000 followers. Like really, really 15,000 followers. You got 24,000 followers for this crap ass art. And it's like, I know you paid for that shit, bro. I know you paid that $37 for those followers. It's all good. I'm not gonna stoop to that level. Oh, we got 14 people here? Hey. I know all of y'all ain't seen my show yet. I mean, I gotta show y'all my show. Hold up. Don't go nowhere. And for the ones of you who have seen the parts of the show and are getting tired of seeing it, yo, sucks to be you. You have to sit through this shit again. Alright, trying to add some little texture to the blinds just to distinguish it from the, oh, y'all leaving out? Well, fuck y'all then. Now I won't let nobody see my show. Screw it. But it will be on TV tonight and tomorrow morning on our local Comcast Channel 19. Boy, that shit gonna be legit on TV, bro. Only thing is, I ain't got cable. Damn. It don't matter though. I'm ready to see it again. Show that. Run that clip. Tried to catch it when the 14 people was in here, man. But yo, the first episode with the girl Joy, it's gonna be on motherfucking Comcast. On goddamn Comcast, boy. Live and legit. I'm waiting for my bank account just to blow up overnight out of nowhere. Like, where the money come from? Oh, you TV famous now, so we just give you money. Word? That's how it works? Y'all know that shit don't work like that, right? I am still poor as fuck. Trying to find a deal on the 8th, nigga. Shit. You know it's hard out here for a pimp. When you're trying to make your TV show get lit. Who did the pink circle? What? Oh, back there? That right there? Well, my friend did that, yeah. Alright, I'm gonna show y'all a clip from the show real quick. Since there's some people in here. I gotta check a text message. I think I just got a text message. YouTube. History. Pop up, bitch. You know it's hard out here for a pimp. Just click on the motherfucking thing, yo. I love this music, yo.
On
this episode of Electric City's Roundtable Discussions, we'll be speaking with Joy Zavada. Joy is a creative who captivates the abstract and brings it to life through vibrant expression. Her favorite mediums to work with are acrylic, clay, and oil.
Welcome to another episode of Electric City Television's Roundtable Discussions. I'm your host, Travis Prince, and today our guest is Joy Zavada. Joy, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Travis. Thank you so much for the holiday market.
Yes.
And I was a little hesitant at first. I was like, no, I don't really have like a lot of artwork to display, or I don't know how to do this. So I had a month and a half to prepare, and I got 16 pieces of work done. I got turning litter done, which we'll showcase soon. I got a website up. I got my EIN, just like got finalized as a business. And that was a catalyst for me to be like, okay, I'm gonna do this thing. I'm actually gonna like show people who I am.
You did just in a few months?
Yeah, it was hectic, and plus.
Yo, Joe Cluck, my man though, like he does pastels, bruh, his pastels are the fucking truth, bro. I can't wait to his episode, and it's weird because we did his episode first, so it was kind of clunky and a little bit grainy. We had different cameras, and the studio we started in was really, really small, and like they said that a lot of footage didn't look good, so I don't know how much they're gonna edit it, but since these have already been online, Joe was like, where's my episode at? I went first. I was like, I don't have say-so when the shows come out, bro, or what order they come out in. The studio felt like it was better to put, these episodes out first. So whenever your episode is ready, I'll definitely send you the link for it and all that good stuff. But his work is, I admire Joe's work, yo. Joe is, like, he got it with that pastel shit, yo. That shit be looking fucking nice, bro.
But at the same time, it opens up so many avenues for conversations and different things like that. So, when you got back into art, like hardcore, and trying to develop your techniques and styles, what made you choose the mediums that you use?
That's a really great question. So I chose acrylic, right? And it's just because it was what I had. Like a few months prior to that, I mean, I would still paint a little bit here and there. It wasn't, I wouldn't spend a lot of time doing it by any means. But I had a lot of acrylic paint. I had a lot of inspiration. There was two people that did have a lot.
Alright, so if you guys want to watch the whole episode, that was episode 1. If you want to see episode 2, you can go to Electric City TV on YouTube, and you can definitely check out the whole episodes up there. If you're local to the area, which not many of my viewers are, it will be airing tonight on Comcast Channel 19, and tomorrow morning at 9:30, and then tomorrow afternoon at 12 noon, and it'll keep airing for a week or so before we why do I always do it that way? It'll air for a week or so before we put up another episode. But this is the second episode we did. We actually filmed this one live on location at our local gallery, AFA, which I've been a member of since 2013.
Hi, I'm your host Travis Prince, and this is Electric City Television's Roundtable Discussions. We are live right now at AFA's.
Firsthand, I hold them in my hand, I look at the back of them, I stretch the wires, and I see firsthand what's involved in making that painting. And in so doing, I learn an awful lot from that. And so, 10 years I've been doing that, and the experience and the education has been very, very valuable to me.
That's amazing that you can learn from other artists just by...
My wife bought that for me.
Oh damn, Joe Cluck. His pastel drawings are super fucking lit. Love his stuff.
And I just put up a notice on social media saying that I'm looking for artists for season 2. We'll be getting started filming that in the next couple of months. Season 1 was so hard to get people to do it. It took us a year to film like 8 episodes because nobody was interested in doing it. But now that it is an actual thing and people can see it for real, and it's professional. It's professionally done. Like, I think that will motivate and draw more artists to come show their art and have a conversation with me. So I'm expecting season 2 to be a hell of a lot easier to get participants. And now that I've actually been in a group where, you know, we have camera guys and sound guys, and I don't have to do everything for myself like I'm doing now. It's I can function a little bit better like that, because it was really different doing that, because I just like to be myself, and I try to be myself on camera like that as well, but you know, no cursing, no profanity. This shit is really going on fucking TV, and kids and everybody are gonna watch this stuff, so I gotta like tone it down and pull it back just slightly. And for a while I thought that I wouldn't like that because I'm me, you know what I'm saying? I just want to do me if I'm doing art. But then at the same time, like, the whole concept of it's not focusing on my art, but allowing other artists to have a chance to get the spotlight and talk about their stuff. So that helps me like pull my own personality back a little bit and just, you know, try to focus on someone else. But good times are coming. Good times are coming. 2020 gonna be lit. And I can feel it. Ooh, 2020 gonna be lit. Yeah, yeah. And I can feel it. Ooh, it's gonna be lit. "2019, lemonade. 2020, lemonade stand." Got that lemonade popping last year. Now we about to get on the road with this shit. Alright, I think that's about as much as I'm gonna do to this piece. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. As soon as I say that's all I'm gonna do, then I do a little bit more, you know, just to be on the safe side. So I don't feel like I gyp myself. But hopefully when this shit goes to print, the fucking guys in the print shop with their Photoshop and all that shit can tighten a lot of this stuff up for me. We already discussed that. So y'all better be good with the technique. Else I'm gonna put them on blast. And I can feel it. Damn, that shit look good. Oh, I gotta check my phone though. I did get a text message or something, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow, they're going to change the title from ECTV's Electric Roundtable Discussions to the Travis Prince Show. That's pretty good. They said that the title is too hard to search on YouTube. And so if they just change it to the Travis Prince Show, it should be easier. Alright, let me run to the bathroom real quick. I might can step. What we got? Oh, we already at an hour. Damn. Time flies when you're in the studio. You know what I'm saying? Time flies when you're having fun. I got to take a piss. I'll be right back. Alright. Did I knock it over? I didn't. So, what I was doing? Alright. I think. Yeah, I think I'm done with this. I added some lines to it. Added some color to the shutters to distinguish it from the house itself. That's about all that I'm gonna do. Alright. So that's done. And so this project is basically in the can. I just have to take this to work with me tomorrow so I can drop it by the print shop on my lunch break. Or earlier, maybe. I might just go earlier. I might go before lunch. Because my job is so lenient, I can do shit like that at work. Alright, so this must go downstairs with me when I leave out the studio. That's going to work tomorrow. Alright, take that to the print shop. Then, now what I have to work on next is, should I finish a painting or should I start another underpainting? Just got another text message. Wow. Yeah, we just got another episode. This nigga telling he working on the track. What track you working on, bruh? A racetrack? Track meet? Yes, we're gonna sit through the whole intro because I like the music, so fuck it. Dino De Naples. I wish there was a way to get the glare off of this thing so y'all can see it better.
Today on Electric City Television's Roundtable Discussions, we'll be speaking with Richard Huck. Richard is an artist and educator. He's a longtime board member of AFA and a signature member of the Colored Pencil Society of America. We'll be taking a look at some of his photorealistic colored pencil drawings.
Welcome to another episode of Electric City Television's Roundtable Discussions. I'm your host, Travis Prince, and today our guest is Richard Huck. Rich, it's nice to have you with us.
Well, thank you. It's nice to be here.
So, right off the bat, I want to let our viewers know as much about you as they can. So, start off with some of your earliest art education and where you went to school at.
Oh my gosh. I always wanted to be an artist. Ever since I was a little kid, I started drawing. I can remember being in kindergarten and drawing this house that had a door that opened. I cut it so the door would open. This is kindergarten. And it had a little bunny standing on two legs, like a human, but a bunny. Wow. And ever since then, my parents encouraged me, and it was in the 50s. So, people were not pushing me to have a trip about trying to emulate not just so much their style, not that I can do a Norman Rockwell, but I like the skill that was involved, but then act from it.
Wow, that's pretty good.
So that was always my philosophy. Have stayed with that in my own work. I like things that are real. I like to show the world what I'm thinking and how I perceive the world. The piece that's here is just from a still life piece that I had created that was basically in homage to my father, who was a World War II vet.
Okay, so let's break down some of the imagery and some of the concepts that you have so painstakingly put into this piece here, and try to analyze it a little bit. So from the shattering of the house, even before the house is shattered, it looks like it's been burnt and smashed, and it seems reminiscent of warfare almost to an extent.
Well, as I said, it was a homage to my father. He was in World War II, and I created a series which is ongoing of works that are in the same kind of concept, where I'll take a build.
And what makes you finalize what pieces that you're going to actually display in your diorama?
Well, I actually have had the six-pack holder for a long time, and I had a number of different ideas that I wanted to either do with an assemblage or something that makes a statement about what it is. So I decided this time around, I just used some stone, sort of like a barren reef. I use paper for like the sponges because it's sort of representative without actually having a sponge. Asking me, well, what's the story behind this? And I said, well, I really don't always like to tell you what the story is because it might ruin the concept for you. But I did, and then it totally blew it up. It's like, really? That's what it means? Oh, I don't like it now. Everyone had to be inked, and
but without the acid bath.
Without the acid bath, and I used a water-based ink for this. But it's the same process. It has to go through. You wet the paper, you dry it a little bit, but so that's just damp, and then you put it through a prep.
And this has been another episode of Electric City Television's Roundtable Discussions. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Oh man, my film crew is not playing no games, boy. They getting all the episodes edited. Like I said, they're trying to get all of them on YouTube before they put them on TV, so that whoever wants to watch it now can, but whoever doesn't, go on YouTube. Like I said, they're gonna start airing them on our local Comcast channel 19, starting tonight. Alright guys, I'm out of here. I gotta go cook some dinner. Let me turn all this shit off. So what we're gonna do next, I'm still not really sure, because I can go two different ways. I can work on this piece next and finish this, or I could take the next couple of days and I'm gonna wind up stepping on that shit. Get that from up there. Or I can take the next couple of days and put underpainting on this canvas, which I'm excited about because this is going to be the next installment in my reader series. Fuck! I need to submit some art for this state contest that we have coming up. But I can probably get started on that tonight. But yeah, so I'm not sure what I want to do. Do I want to just go ahead and finish a piece so I can, you know, post the first painting for 2020? Or should I just wait, like I say, for a week and let me work on this one? I don't know, I'll think about it. I might just go ahead and finish that piece. What I need to do, I need to take my sketch pad down with me. Alright guys, I'm out. I'm about to go cook some some baked chicken. That's I think when I thawed out some chicken, trying to really figure out what to do with it, but I might just season that shit and put it in the oven and let it be. Holla at y'all next time. Peace.